Good morning, students. Last class we had just finished the concept of data warehouse. What is data warehouse? What are the different words we used as adjective before the term data warehouse? So in short, we say that data warehouse is subject oriented, integrated, non-volatile and time variant data. These were the points we discussed. Now let us say now what should be the uses of data warehouse. Like, let's consider data warehouse can be used in a variety of domains, that is in various sectors or various industries it can be used. Now in case of retail industry, data warehouse usage is customer loyalty and targeted marketing. That means you can target or pinpoint the customer. That is called targeted marketing. Now for financial and banking, the application data warehouse, the usage is risk management and fraud detection. In airlines industry, route profitability means which route will give them or fetch the company more profit. That is called route profitability. And promotional schemes, and various types of promotional schemes are used with the help of data warehousing. Now in case of manufacturing industry, the cost reduction and the resource management, there the usage of data warehouse plays a big role. So in government, manpower planning, development and cost control are the places where data warehouse is used. So we see in a nutshell, retail industry, financial and banking, airlines, manufacturing and government sector. So these are the places where data warehouses are used. Now if we compare the operational system versus decision support system, what are the major differences between the operation system and decision support system? In a nutshell, we can say this is one is called OLTP, another one is called the decision making. OLTP is based on transactions, that is the operational systems is based on transactions. Now suppose the current operational systems deals with the current values, whereas the decision support or information system, that is the data warehouse, it is based on the archived data, summarized and the derived data. Now this is one attribute, that is how the data content is used. Now let's consider for data structure, how the data structure is done or is carried out in operation systems. It is optimized for transactions in case of operation system, that is online transaction processing system, and for OLAP, that is online analytical processing, that is in case of data warehouse, it is optimized for complex queries. Queries, we have learned what is a query. Query is actually a question which we try to retrieve or extract data based on the query from the database, that is called a query. So in case of complex queries, we use this decision support or the data warehouse. Now what is the access frequency? In case of operation systems, the access frequency is quite high. In case of decision support or data warehouse, it is from medium to low. The access type for any operation system, we can read it from there, we can update it, we can delete it. But in case of data warehouse or that online analytical processing, we can only read, we cannot update or delete, because data warehouse is something which we discussed, it is non-volatile. That means data cannot be erased or deleted, so it should be permanent, because based on this current and historical data which we have discussed earlier, so we have seen data should be stored permanently. So anytime in any data is we cannot get the past records or historical data. That is why here we can only read, we neither can update or change it, neither we can delete it. That is why only read option is there. What is the response time? In case of operational systems, it is just seconds, whereas in data warehouse it is several seconds to minutes. User number, large numbers in case of operational systems. In data warehouse, it is relatively small number. Next attribute is characteristics. In case of operational systems, it is operational processing, and in case of information system or data warehouse, it is informational processing. What is the orientation of in case of these two options? In operation system, it is actually transaction, day-to-day activities. It is actually the operational system, so it is transaction. And in case of decision support is analytical, that is analysis. Various types of analysis are carried out based on the data which is stored in the data warehouse. That is why we do analytical process through this information system. Now, orientation. What is the operational system? In case of operational system, it is transaction. Decision support, it is analysis, just as I told you. Now, in case of users, who are the users who uses this operational system? It is the clerk, database administrator, database professional. They are the types of users who can use the operational system. But in case of data warehouse, that is the decision support system, it is the knowledge worker. Knowledge worker means the manager, executives, the analysts who are responsible for carrying out the various analysis of the data. They are the analysts. Even the manager, executives also are involved in carrying out this work from the data warehouse. Now let's take up the point function. In case of operation system, it is day-to-day operations. In decision support, it is long-time informational requirements decision support. In case of data warehouse, so again I repeat, in case of decision support, it is long-term informational requirements and decision support. Now next feature is summarization. In case of operational systems, it is highly detailed, and in case of data warehouse, it is summarized. In case of data warehouse, it is summarized. Now what is the unit of work in case of operational and this analytical processing? In case of operational, it is highly detailed, and in data warehouse or the decision support, it is in a summarized form. The unit of work in operational is short and simple transaction, whereas in decision making, it is complex query. Number of records accessed in case of operational systems is in tens, whereas in data warehouse or information system, it is in millions. The size in case of operating system, it is 100 MB to GB, whereas in data warehouse, it is much more larger. The size is quite large. It starts from 100 GB to TB. That is, TB stands for terabyte, GB stands for gigabyte. So these are the various difference between these two systems. One is known as operational system. In other words, it is known as OLTP, online transaction processing system, and decision support system. This is actually the OLAP, online analytical processing system. OLAP, online analytical processing system, and OLTP stands for online transaction processing system. Now after this data warehouse, we come to a new term called data mining. What do you mean by mining? First, let's understand what is mining. Mining means excavating some hidden from mines, hidden materials from mines. That is called mining. Coal, all these which are hidden quite below the earth, that we mine it. So data mining means from a huge amount of data, we are with a special type of techniques, we are extracting those data. That is called data mining in a layman term. Now let's look at the book definition. Data mining refers to using a variety of techniques to identify nuggets of information or decision-making knowledge in the databases and extracting these in such a way that they can be put to use in areas such as decision support, prediction, forecasting, and estimation. The data is often voluminous, but it has low value and no direct use can be made of it. It is hidden information that is useful. Now again, let's go by the individual meaning of the words. Means it is the information or decision making knowledge in the databases, and to find out these data in such a way that they can be made to use in areas like for decision support system, predicting something, prediction, forecasting. For future, you are forecasting something like weather forecast. We often predict something, what could be the weather after 5 days. That is called forecasting. Similarly, in case of sales, we can forecast what should be the sales output or what should be the sales in this particular area. So that is called forecasting. Estimation, to find out what will be the cost or what could be the other factors involved in such a thing. That is called estimation. Now each of these we'll see in different areas how it is put. Now, as because the data is very voluminous, it has low value and no direct use can be made of it. So it is the hidden information which we have to find out. That hidden information is actually useful. For example, if I say we have a wide and very deep pit densely packed with some important material, we use a sophisticated drilling tools to dig and take out the contents. For example, I told you coal we just cannot pull by hand or something. We need a particular drilling machine to dig the earth, then only we can mine the coal. So exactly we do not know how much we can get after the effort. At times we may see that nothing productive or nothing useful may turn up, but if we find some real value from it, we might discover. So we might discover this valuable treasure that we never knew earlier in the first place. So once we try to find it out, we mine such thing, then only we can specifically look for such nuggets of information. Now suppose if I compare it with data warehouse, replace the wide and very deep pit with a data warehouse. If we compare this deep pit with data warehouse, replace the material in the data with data. Some material in the pit we replace with massive data content that is in the data warehouse, and replace the data mining tools by replace the drilling tools by data mining tools. So obviously data mining will have some tools, some techniques, by the help of which we can dig out some hidden information from the vast amount of data. And these gold nuggets are valuable pieces of information like patterns, relationships that we never knew whether at all it existed in the data. So after we dig out something, then only we might come to know that, oh, these are hidden inside it. We never knew it earlier. So in fact, we had applied the data mining tools to find something worthwhile. You did not know that whether at all it existed or not. So in this one aspect of data mining is synonymous with knowledge discovery. That means discovering some aspect of knowledge we suspected to exist. So we are discovering some knowledge which we assume that it might exist. So this knowledge discovery, that means we are finding out some knowledge, we are discovering some knowledge. This is one part of data mining, and predicting is also another factor. So we are looking for some specific association with regard to an event or condition. If you put a discount on some color printers, then some customers would buy the color printer as well while they are purchasing the computer. So what goes with what? So likewise we can say data mining is a knowledge discovery process, and data mining helps us to understand the substance of the data in a very special, unsuspected way. It means we never knew, but we have discovered it. It finds out the patterns and trends in the raw data which we never knew that at all it existed. So data mining actually centers on the automated discovery of new facts and relationships in data. Now what all can be found out? What can be discovered? The kinds of patterns that can be discovered depend upon the data mining tasks employed. By and large, so there will be two types of data mining tasks. One is the descriptive data mining that describe the general properties of the existing data, and predictive data mining tasks that attempt to do predictions based on inference on available data. Now, so two types, what are they? Descriptive data mining and predictive data mining. So predictive data mining means attempt to do predictions based on some conclusions on the available data. So that is called predictive data mining, where we are predicting something. And descriptive means it describes general properties of the existing data.